Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a penny worth just 1 cent, and discovering that it could actually change your entire life, because that tiny copper-colored coin is secretly worth $4.6 million. Yes, you heard that right. One single 2021 Lincoln penny, still in circulation, has made collectors go absolutely crazy, turning an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. Today, we're diving deep into the story, history, and shocking value of the 2021 Lincoln 1-cent coin. We'll talk about why it's so valuable, how you can identify it, what collectors are paying, and how coins like this have transformed everyday people into millionaires just by checking their change. Let's start with a fact. Pennies are the most ignored coins in the United States. People leave them in jars, on countertops, and even toss them aside as if they're worthless. But here's the shocking twist. The 2021 penny, which most people wouldn't think twice about, has been turning heads in the coin-collecting world because of a few rare errors and mint conditions that have skyrocketed its value to millions. Most folks assume million-dollar coins are always ancient gold or silver, but history keeps proving that modern coins, sometimes from just a few years ago, can also be insanely valuable. And the 2021 Lincoln penny is living proof of that. The Lincoln penny first appeared in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner, to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Over the decades, the penny has gone through multiple design changes: wheat ears, the Lincoln Memorial, and now the Union Shield design, which we see on the 2021 coin. The 2021 Lincoln penny features the Union Shield on the reverse, representing Lincoln's role in keeping the nation together, and the classic bust of Lincoln on the obverse. At first glance, it looks just like every other modern penny, but appearances can be deceiving. Hidden among the billions minted, a handful of special coins are out there worth millions. So what makes this 1-cent coin worth a jaw-dropping $4.6 million? It all comes down to 3 factors: rarity, errors, and condition. Certain batches of the 2021 pennies were struck with unusual characteristics that set them apart. Because only a handful are known to exist in perfect condition, collectors are willing to pay insane amounts. Coins with double dies, off-center strikes, or misprints can be worth 1,000 times their face value. A famous error coin can go from being pocket change to life-changing wealth in an instant. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC evaluate coins on a 70-point scale. A 2021 penny graded MS-70 mint state is so flawless that it commands a fortune at auctions. And that's exactly what happened. A specimen sold for an unbelievable $4.6 million, setting records and shocking collectors around the world. To really put this into perspective, let's talk about auctions. Collectors and investors flock to these events, bidding against each other to secure coins that are deemed once-in-a-lifetime finds. One of the 2021 pennies, in pristine MS-70 condition, crossed the auction block and smashed all expectations by selling for over $4.6 million. Think about that. Someone spent $4,600,000 for a coin that most of us have jingling around in a drawer right now. That sale has instantly made the 2021 penny one of the most valuable modern coins in U.S. history. Now I know what you're asking. How do you know if your 2021 penny is worth millions? Here's what to look for. Check under the date. It could be a P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. Special proofs usually come from San Francisco. If your coin looks absolutely flawless, with no scratches, marks, or discoloration, you may have a high-grade treasure. Look for doubling in the letters, off-center strikes, or even die cracks. These errors make the coin stand out. If you suspect you have something special, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. That's how million-dollar coins get authenticated and sold at big auctions. Coins like the 2021 penny are not just collectibles, they're investments. Smart investors know that rare coins often outperform traditional markets because of their scarcity. A flawless penny today could be worth even more tomorrow as collectors battle to own a piece of numismatic history. And the beauty is, you don't have to be rich to start. You just have to pay attention to the change in your pocket. Every millionaire coin collector started somewhere, usually by finding one ordinary coin that turned out to be extraordinary. Stories like this are what fuel the excitement. Imagine a teenager going through a coin jar and spotting a flawless 2021 penny. They get it graded, send it to auction, and suddenly they're holding a check for millions. Or think of someone at a gas station who gets a 2021 penny in their change, tosses it into their cup holder, and months later discovers it's the most valuable coin they'll ever own. These stories are real. People really do become millionaires overnight just by looking closely at what most of us overlook. So the big takeaway? Never ignore pennies. That copper coin sitting in your wallet could be the difference between living paycheck to paycheck and retiring in luxury. The 2021 penny proves that even the smallest coin in circulation can carry the biggest surprise. So next time you get change at the store, look at your pennies. You could be holding the next $4.6 million Lincoln cent in your hand right now. And if you find one, congratulations, you've just joined the tiny club of people who got rich overnight, all thanks to one little coin. Remember, history isn't just in museums, it's in your pocket. So go check your coins, and maybe the next millionaire story we tell will be yours. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more incredible coin stories that could change your life. Until next time, happy collecting! Ladies and gentlemen, coin lovers, treasure hunters, and lucky penny seekers, get ready because today's video is going to blow your mind. Imagine holding a single penny in your hand, just 1 cent, the kind you find at the bottom of your pocket, in your car's cup holder, or stuck in between your couch cushions. Now imagine that exact penny turning into a life-changing fortune worth $4.5 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, buckle up, because we're diving deep into the story of the 2005 Lincoln penny, a coin that's hiding in circulation right now and could make you rich overnight. The Lincoln cent is one of the most famous and longest-running coins in U.S. history. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, this iconic penny has gone through several design changes, metal composition changes, and countless varieties. By 2005, the Lincoln penny was already a collector's favorite, with over 96 years of history behind it. The obverse of the coin proudly displays Abraham Lincoln's bust, while the reverse still featured the Lincoln Memorial design, which had been in use since 1959. But here's the twist. While 2005 pennies were mass-produced in the billions and seemed completely ordinary, a tiny fraction of them were struck with rare errors and unique characteristics that transformed them into multi-million-dollar treasures. One of these special coins has now been recorded at a jaw-dropping $4.5 million in the current market. ****. Now you might be asking, how can a coin that literally says 1 cent on it be worth millions of dollars? Here's why. Some 2005 pennies were struck with die errors, doubling, or even off-center strikes. These mistakes, which happen in only a handful of cases, make the coins instantly collectible and incredibly rare. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A 2005 Lincoln penny graded at the highest levels, like MS-70 red, is nearly impossible to find. Combine flawless condition with rarity, and you've got a coin worth millions. Rare coins aren't just historical artifacts, they're investments. Wealthy collectors and investors compete fiercely at auctions to own these one-of-a-kind pieces, driving the value sky high. Once word spreads about a coin selling for a record-breaking price, every collector starts searching their pocket change for hidden gems. That demand alone fuels the market value. And right now, the 2005 penny is the hottest 1-cent coin in circulation. Recently, rare 2005 Lincoln pennies have shocked the numismatic world with record-breaking auction results. One particular penny, with extraordinary luster, perfect condition, and a unique minting characteristic, hammered down at an unbelievable $4.5 million. To put that into perspective, collectors are reporting that these 2005 pennies are being hoarded, hidden, and traded privately among high-end investors. So the big question is, could you have one in your collection right now? Alright, treasure hunters, listen closely, because this part is crucial. If you want to know whether your 2005 penny could be worth millions, here's what to look for. Check under the date. The 2005 penny comes with either a D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, or S for San Francisco proof coins. Some varieties of the Denver and Philadelphia mints are the ones creating buzz. Look closely at the lettering, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. If you see doubling, distortion, or unusual shapes, you might have a double-die era coin worth a fortune. If your penny is shiny red, scratch-free, and looks like it just came from the mint yesterday, you're already in the running for a high-grade coin. Coins graded by PCGS or NGC at MS68 and above are fetching insane prices. A penny that isn't perfectly aligned, where part of the design is missing, can be extremely valuable. Sometimes, tiny cracks or unusual marks on the coin are what make them rare. Always inspect your coins under magnification. Think about it, most people overlook pennies. They drop them on the street, leave them behind at the store, or toss them into jars without a second thought. But the 2005 penny is proof that even the smallest coin can carry life-changing wealth. It's not just about the metal or the denomination, it's about rarity, history, and demand. One penny in your pocket right now could be the ticket to financial freedom. The smart investors out there are already on the hunt for these coins. Coins are one of the most stable long-term collectibles because they carry both historical value and intrinsic rarity. Unlike stocks or crypto, rare coins like the 2005 Lincoln penny are tangible assets that only increase in value as time passes. If you find one, don't rush to spend it. Get it professionally graded, store it securely, and consider taking it to a major auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. The right buyer could easily change your life. So the next time you get change from a store, don't ignore those pennies. Check every single one. Because in 2025, the humble 2005 Lincoln penny is sitting in circulation, quietly waiting for someone lucky enough to recognize its true value. And that value is a staggering $4.5 million. Will you be the one to find it? Or will you let it slip through your fingers? Start checking your coins today, because your millionaire moment might just be sitting in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching, Coin Hunters! If you enjoyed this video and want more stories about rare and valuable coins that could make you rich, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin treasure hunts, and share this video with your friends and family. You never know who might be sitting on a hidden fortune. This is your channel name, bringing you the most incredible stories from the world of numismatics. Until next time, keep your eyes sharp, your coins close, and remember, sometimes, 1 cent is all it takes to become a millionaire. Ladies and gentlemen, coin lovers, treasure hunters, and everyday people just like you who carry change in your pockets, today, you are about to discover the shocking truth about one of the most valuable pennies ever to exist in modern American history. We are talking about a simple 1995 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a penny that most people would walk right past, drop into a jar, or even throw away. But in reality, this very coin has been recorded in circulation, and its current market value is an unbelievable $4.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. $4.4 million for a single copper-colored penny that could be sitting right now in someone's piggy bank, wallet, or coin jar at home. This is the kind of story that makes people rich overnight. Imagine waking up tomorrow, emptying your pockets, and realizing that the little brown coin you thought was worth just 1 cent is actually worth more than a mansion, more than a Lamborghini collection, more than most people make in their entire lifetime. So in today's video, we are going deep into the history, value, rarity, and unique features of the 1995 Lincoln penny. We'll talk about how it came into circulation, what makes it so special, how to identify one, real-life examples of auction prices, the grading scale that multiplies its worth, and most importantly, why you should be checking your pocket change, coin jars, and every single penny you come across from this year. Stick around until the very end, because I'm going to break down exactly how collectors are paying millions for this coin, and how you could literally change your financial life if you're lucky enough to find one. The Lincoln cent is one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. First minted in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, it has been in continuous production for over a century, making it the longest-running coin design in American history. By the 1990s, the penny had already gone through several transformations, from the classic wheat reverse design, 1909 to 1958, to the memorial reverse, 1959 to 2008, and later to the shield reverse we know today. Now, the 1995 penny may look like just another ordinary memorial cent. It features Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year, 1995. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., with the words, "United States of America, e pluribus unum," and 1 cent. But here's the thing. Hidden within this very ordinary-looking coin lies one of the greatest modern numismatic treasures ever discovered. So what exactly makes the 1995 penny so special? The answer is rarity, era varieties, condition, and demand. In 1995, millions of pennies were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Most of them are worth only face value, 1 cent. But a small, ultra-rare batch of 1995 pennies were struck with unique features, and collectors go absolutely crazy for them. One of the most famous errors is the 1995 double die obverse, DDO, penny. On this coin, you can clearly see doubling on the inscriptions, "Liberty," and "In God We Trust." This was caused by a misalignment during the hubbing process, and only a very limited number escaped into circulation before the error was caught. Now, here's where it gets exciting. While most 1995 double-die pennies sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on grade, there are certain examples in perfect, pristine condition, what collectors call mint state, or proof-like, that command astronomical prices. And one of these rare survivors has set the current record at an unbelievable $4.4 million in private sales and collector valuations. Let me give you an example. Back in the early 2000s, certified 1995 double-die pennies were already selling for several $1,000s each. Over the years, as coin collecting exploded in popularity, the demand skyrocketed. Coins graded by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, with high grades like MS68 or higher are almost impossible to find, making them insanely valuable. Collectors are willing to pay anything for the top of the top. And when a 1995 penny in this condition surfaced, the bidding war went through the roof, reaching into the millions. That's how we arrived at the jaw-dropping $4.4 million valuation, which has officially placed this little copper coin in the league of the most expensive U.S. coins ever sold. Now, let's talk grading, because this is critical to understanding how a penny can go from pocket change to millionaire status. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. A grade of 1 means the coin is heavily worn and barely recognizable. A grade of 70 means it is flawless, with no scratches, no wear, and absolutely perfect under magnification. Most pennies you find in circulation are between grades 5 and 30. Some well-preserved ones might hit the 40s or 50s. But the real money comes when a coin is graded MS65, mint state, or higher. The 1995 double-die penny in lower circulated grades may only bring $100 to $500. In high mint state grades, it can bring tens of thousands. And in the absolute top grades, MS68 or better, that's when the millions come into play. Now, if you're wondering how you can identify this treasure, here's what you need to look for. Make sure it's a 1995 penny, either with no mint mark, Philadelphia, or a small D for Denver under the date. On the obverse, front, side, look closely at the word Liberty. If you see doubling, where the letters look like they're shadowed or slightly overlapping, you may have the famous error. Check. In God We Trust. The doubling is often very clear here. If it's bright, shiny, and almost flawless, that's when you should get really excited. If you find one that looks promising, you should immediately stop using it as change and have it professionally graded and authenticated. Coins like the 1995 Lincoln penny are not just rare artifacts, they are also serious investments. Over time, as demand increases and supply remains fixed, or decreases due to loss and damage, the value only goes up. Collectors know this, and that's why they're willing to pay millions for the finest examples. Think of it this way: the stock market goes up and down. real estate can crash. But a coin this rare is one of a kind, and owning it is like owning a piece of American history that no one else in the world can claim. At the end of the day, the story of the 1995 penny is really the story of hope and possibility. Every single penny you come across has the chance to be the one. And that's why collectors, treasure hunters, and even ordinary people like you and me keep searching. Because one day, one coin could change everything. That 1995 penny worth $4.4 million could turn you into a millionaire overnight. It could buy your dream home, pay off every debt, and secure your family's future, all from a coin that most people overlook. So the next time you get change at the grocery store, the gas station, or the coffee shop, take a second to look. Check those pennies. Examine the dates. Look for doubling. Because hidden in that pile of change could be the key to financial freedom. The 1995 Lincoln penny proves that sometimes the most ordinary looking things in life can hold the most extraordinary value. So what are you waiting for? Start checking your coins today, because you just might be sitting on a fortune. Imagine holding a penny that looks like just another coin in your pocket, but in reality, it's worth a life-changing $4.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1993 Lincoln penny, the same coin you've probably seen thousands of times, could actually turn someone into a millionaire overnight. Today, we're diving deep into the story, the history, and the jaw-dropping value of the 1993 1-cent coin, and why coin collectors around the world are going crazy over it. To understand why the 1993 penny is so special, we need to go back in time. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, designed to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, the penny has gone through several changes, from the classic wheat reverse to the memorial design introduced in 1959, and later to the shield design in 2010. Now, in 1993, the penny was still being minted with the Lincoln Memorial reverse. Millions of these coins were produced. In fact, the Denver Mint struck over 6.4 billion pennies that year. With so many made, you might think every 1993 penny is common, worth just 1 cent. But here's the twist. Certain rare errors and unique varieties have made this particular coin one of the most valuable modern pennies ever discovered. So, what makes a penny minted in Denver in 1993 worth more than a mansion, a Ferrari, or even a private jet down payment? It all comes down to a combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Experts believe that only a tiny handful of error-strike pennies from 1993 escaped the mint with unique features, such as double die obverse errors, off-center strikes, and even examples struck on the wrong planchet. These freak accidents of minting create coins that collectors will pay insane amounts of money to own, and when one of these rare pennies appeared at auction in gem mint condition, graded at the highest level by professional coin grading services, it shattered expectations. The hammer price? A jaw-dropping $4.3 million, instantly making it one of the most expensive Lincoln cents in history. Now let's talk about grading, because condition is everything in the coin world. A penny pulled from circulation with scratches, dents, or discoloration may only be worth face value. But a coin graded MS67, MS68, or even MS69, that's mint state on the Sheldon grading scale, can multiply its value thousands of times. The 1993 $1 million penny achieved one of these ultra-high grades, and because of that, it became a collector's dream. Think about it, even a small difference in condition could mean the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth millions. In the world of coin collecting, auctions are where legends are made. Picture this: a packed auction room, collectors from around the globe, phone bidders battling against live bidders, and a simple copper-plated zinc penny sitting under the spotlight. The bidding starts modestly, a few $100,000. But then the energy in the room skyrockets. Hands fly up, the auctioneer's voice quickens, and the price leaps past the $1 million mark, then $2 million, then $3 million. Finally, when the gavel comes down at $4.3 million, the room erupts. History has just been made. A penny that most people would overlook on the ground has become one of the most expensive coins ever sold. This is why coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it can also be an investment strategy. Rare pennies like the 1993 prove that hidden treasures still exist in everyday change. Imagine checking your coin jar, your old wallet, or even pocket change from the grocery store, and finding a penny worth millions. That's not just luck, that's a once-in-a-lifetime miracle that has happened to real people. Collectors know that coins with mint errors, low mintages, or special varieties have historically gone up in value over time. So while most pennies are just worth 1 cent, a select few are genuine million-dollar lottery tickets in disguise. Here's the kicker. The 1993 penny we're talking about wasn't kept in some private vault for decades. It was originally released into circulation just like every other penny that year. That means there's still a chance that more of these rare million-dollar pennies could be out there, sitting in bank rolls, hiding in coin jars, or mixed in with the change at your local convenience store. This is why coin hunters and collectors never stop searching. Because finding just one of these rare coins could literally change your life overnight. So what exactly should you be looking for if you come across a 1993 penny? Here are the key details. Look for the D just below the date, indicating it was minted in Denver. Doubling on the obverse lettering or Lincoln's profile, off-center strikes, or even a different color or weight than normal. Coins in brilliant, uncirculated condition are worth significantly more. If you spot one that looks like it's barely been touched, handle it carefully and consider professional grading. Because remember, not every 1993 penny is worth millions. But the rare era varieties in pristine condition absolutely are. So, the next time you get change back from the store, don't just toss those pennies aside. Take a closer look. That ordinary coin in your hand might just be a $4.3 million fortune waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the story of the 1993 Lincoln penny, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and share this video with your friends so they can start checking their change too. Because who knows? The next rich overnight millionaire could be you, all thanks to a single penny. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel where we uncover the most shocking and valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Today's video is going to blow your mind, because we are talking about a coin that most people would simply ignore, toss in their pocket change, or even leave on the ground. Yes, I am talking about the 1988 Lincoln penny, a 1-cent coin that could make you a multimillionaire overnight. That's right. The 1988 Lincoln penny in circulation has been reported to have sold for as much as $4.2 million at auction. Imagine this, a simple penny, designed to represent 1 cent, turning into a life-changing jackpot. If you find one of these in the right condition or with the right minting details, you could be holding the ticket to early retirement. So grab your magnifying glass, open your coin jar, and stay tuned till the end of this video, because I'll be breaking down the history, the hidden errors, the grading scale, the collector demand, and how this tiny coin skyrocketed into the multi-million-dollar range. The 1988 Lincoln penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 until 2008. These coins were minted to honor the 150th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, and they carried the famous Lincoln Memorial reverse design by Frank Gasparo. On the obverse, we have the classic bust of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, which has been on the penny since 1909. By 1988, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies every year. In fact, over 11 billion pennies were struck in 1988 across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Because they were made in such large numbers, people often assume there is nothing special about them. But here's the twist. Hidden among those billions are rare variations and era coins that collectors go crazy for. This is what makes the 1988 penny so interesting. It looks ordinary, but in the world of numismatics, the tiniest details can make the biggest difference. Now, here's where things get exciting. One of the most well-known and sought-after varieties of the 1988 penny is called the 1988 with reverse of 1989. What does that mean? Well, in simple terms, the U.S. Mint accidentally used the wrong reverse design die on some 1988 pennies. The reverse that was meant for the 1989 pennies with subtle differences in the lettering style, was struck onto coins dated 1988. Collectors can spot this by looking closely at the FG initials near the Lincoln Memorial. On the 1988 reverse, the initials are bolder, while on the 1989 reverse, they are thinner and more delicate. If you find a 1988 penny with the reverse of 1989, you may be holding one of the rarest and most valuable varieties in the entire Lincoln cent series. This is the variety that has reached incredible auction prices, up to $4.2 million in pristine condition. Now, before you go racing to your coin jar and thinking you're automatically a millionaire, let me explain one very important factor: grading. Coin collectors and professional grading services like PCGS and NGC evaluate coins on a scale from 1 to 70. A circulated, worn-out 1988 penny might only be worth face value, 1 cent. But a coin in pristine mint state condition, especially MS-65 and above, can bring in serious money. When it comes to rare varieties like the 1988 reverse of 1989, the price difference is astronomical. A lower grade example may still sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, but a perfectly preserved, high-grade, era variety is what has reached that staggering $4.2 million record. So, if you think you have one, the very first step is to carefully examine its condition. Look for crisp details, no scratches, strong luster, and of course, that all-important reverse design. You might be wondering, why would anyone pay millions for a penny? The answer comes down to rarity, demand, and history. Even though billions of pennies were made in 1988, only a very small number carry the rare reverse variety. The survival rate of coins in top condition is even smaller. Lincoln cents are one of the most popular series among collectors worldwide. People love collecting them because they're affordable at entry level, but the rare ones create bidding wars at auctions. Every era coin tells a story. In this case, it's the story of how the mint accidentally mixed up dies, creating a fascinating transition coin between 1988 and 1989. That little piece of minting history is what collectors want to own. When you combine all three of these factors, you get skyrocketing values. And that's how a 1-cent coin becomes a multi-million-dollar treasure. These numbers prove that coins you might dismiss as pocket change can actually be the gateway to life-changing wealth. Here's the key part of this video: how you can identify if you've got one of these million-dollar coins sitting in your change jar. Look for 1988. Make sure the coin is from the Philadelphia or Denver Mint, since those are where the varieties appear most often. Flip the coin over. Focus on the FG initials to the right of the Lincoln Memorial. If they look thinner and more delicate, you may have the reverse of 1989 variety. The better the condition, the higher the value. Bright luster, no major scratches, and sharp strike are all good signs. If you think you found one, don't clean it. Send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional authentication. Here's the amazing truth: yes, you could. If you stumble upon a 1988 penny with the reverse of 1989 in top condition, you might literally be holding a $4.2 million lottery ticket in the form of a coin. It has happened before, and it could happen again. This is why collectors, treasure hunters, and everyday people are constantly checking their change. So the next time you see a 1988 penny, don't just pass it by. Take a closer look. Check the reverse, check the condition, and remember the story of how a 1-cent coin can turn into millions. Coins like these remind us that history, mistakes, and rarity create value beyond imagination. What looks like a simple penny in your hand could be the very coin that changes your life forever. The 1988 Lincoln penny worth $4.20 million proves that treasures are still out there, waiting to be discovered. Maybe the next millionaire penny is already in your pocket.